Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Zafiq by myself, number metric 1203024 will be a volunteer to present our case study for group 13. Alright, before that I will give you an information that cases that will be presented. First it cover for chapter 12, problem 42, business unit profit segment manufacture. Asian Star Industry is a diversified company whose products are marketed both domestically and internationally. The company major product line are furniture, sport equipment, and household appliances. At the recent meeting of the board of directors, there was a lengthy discussion on where to improve overall corporate profitability. The member of the board decided that they required additional financial information about individual corporate operation in order to target area for improvement. For the required one, prepare a profit statement for ASEAN style industry detailing profitability for company geographical area. So here the slide that I show you at the screen is ASEAN Star Industry income statement for geographic area for the years ended 30 June. Okay, is a statement that combine three different area which are Australia, New Zealand and Singapore, and the three product lines which are furniture, sports and houseware. So for sale unit, how we get it? Okay, how we get the sale unit for furniture, sport, houseware. Okay, first of all, we get from here 40%. We multiply by 80,000. We sell. Then we got 32,000, and so on for New Zealand, Singapore, and Singapore. For sport, how we get from 40%, we multiply by the unit sale, which is 19,000, and we get 36,000, and the rest are the same calculation we use. And the houseware, or how we get from 20%, we multiply by the 80,000 units, and we get 16,000. And all the calculation we do the same as New Zealand and Singapore. Next, revenue. How we get revenue for Australia, New Zealand and Singapore? Revenue for furniture, we get from sales in unit. Furniture, we multiply by the sales per unit, 16 ringgit, and we get 512,000. And the sports we get from the three 36,000, we multiply by the sale per unit for New Zealand, we get 14. We get 1,004,400 ringgit. And houseware we get 438 from 60,000. We multiply by 30 ringgit. We got 480,000. And all the calculation for revenue for New Zealand and Singapore, we use the same calculation while we calculate for Australia, but different sales units. For New Zealand we use this, and for Singapore we use this. Okay, and then we got total revenue for Australia, New Zealand, and next we have to search for variable costs for furniture, sports and houseware. For variable cost, we got here. We got from the sales in units. Okay, sales unit. We multiply by the variable manufacturing cost per unit, 12 ringgit, and we get for the furniture 384,000 ringgit. While the spot we got from 36,000 units, we multiply by the 24 ringgit, and we get 864,000 ringgit. And the hardware, how we get, we multiply the hardware unit 16,000 with the variable manufacturing cost per unit for hardware. So we get the 136,000. And this calculation we use also same with the New Zealand and Singapore. With a different sales unit. For New Zealand, we use this figure, and for Singapore, we use this figure. Okay, after we got variable costs for Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore, we must do search for the contribution margins, which are these amounts. How we get this amount? Contribution margin we got from total revenue we minus to the total variable cost. Okay, that's it. So we have to say for Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. After that, we got this figure. After we got contribution margin, we have to search for fixed costs. Fixed costs, manufacturing overheads, admin, depreciations, and administrative and selling expense on sales staff. For the fixed cost manufacturing overhead, we have to divide it by the furniture, sports, and hardware. So we got this all this calculated by by the variable cost. We divide by the total variable cost, and we multiply by the total fixed cost, because in the question said the ratio for fixed manufacturing overhead is variable cost over total variable cost. We multiply by total fixed manufacturing overhead to get for each manufacturing overhead fixed manufacturing overhead for furniture, sports, and hardware. All of these calculation we do the same while we do for the New Zealand, while we do for New Zealand and Singapore, but with the difference, with the different variable costs. We have to make sure the variable cost for New Zealand and Australia to make sure that we got the correct amount for each of the product lines. That company use the fixed cost to use it. After that, we do the depreciations. Also, the fixed cost for the company. How we get it? We get from sales in units. We divide by the total sales in unit, and we multiply by the total depreciations that occurred. So this calculation, we also do the same, but the different when we want to search for spots, we search for spots, and we want to search for spot for in New Zealand. Here's a figure in the New Zealand. That's it. For the additional informations, ratio for depreciation is equal to unit produced per product. Unit produced per product like this per dengan total. For example, this, and we multiply the total depreciations in 40 100,000. Then we do for the admins and selling expense for sales staff, for business for the furniture. Furniture we got from the percentage on unit sale we multiply by the sales staff expense, because it is it is it is in the textbooks. It's in the book how we can get it. So after this we sum up for total fixed cost, which is these are the amounts, and then consideration margin. Total consumer margin we deduct with the total fixed cost, get the profit or loss for the company. So this is for the record number 1. Then we go to record number 2. As a result of the information disclosed by both profit statements by product line and geographic area, we comment where the company should focus its attention to improve our profitability. So there is only one New Zealand made profits for the ASEAN style industry at amount 53,000 ringgit, which amount 52,000 ringgit, while Australia and Singapore made loss, which are 112 and 650,000 ringgit respectively. Pointed at above statement, the company should give attention more to branches at Australia and Singapore. Branch at Singapore should reduce sales staff expense because it's more than the budgeted that are made by the company, which is 250,000 ringgit. Okay, in conclusion, the company should hire sales staff rationally because too much staff can make loss for the company because expense is more than revenue, or the company should increase the total unit sales to make its equivalence to the staff that exists at the branches. The more production of the product, the more profit can the company can get. Okay, I think that's all from me, from group 13 for this case study. Okay. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.